You meticulously plan each and every peripheral and component to match your theme, just to find one particular device you really need only comes in one very setup-unfriendly, disgusting color. Unless, of course, your setup shares an affinity with that color. But what do you do otherwise? Wrap it. It's time to patch to make the colors match. Move on to Amazon and snatch a straight edge or a ruler, arts and crafts like a preschooler, a knife to slice, quick and concise. Take my advice, a heat gun would be nice. And at last, the vinyl wrap to trap that apparat. Astound us with your adjust. Do as we discuss. Keep those hands steady. Are you ready? Mom spaghetti. And there go half of my subscribers. Okay, you'll need an X-Acto knife or scissors or both, the vinyl wrap, the devices or components you'll be wrapping, and optionally a heat gun and a ruler or a straight edge. The first thing you'll want to do is clean off your surface. I'm only using microfiber cloth to get rid of the dust, but if your device happens to be a little dirtier than that, you might want to use isopropyl alcohol or soap and water. Next, you'll need to figure out how much vinyl wrap you'll need for any particular surface and use the scissors to cut out a first large piece. After that, use the X-Acto knife with the straight edge if you want to be a cut above the rest, and separate a new piece to more accurately fit your surface. It's okay to leave this piece a little larger, as you can always trim away excess easily, whereas if you cut too small, you'll end up with some bastardized Frankenstein wrap job with overlap in all the wrong places. Peel the vinyl backing off to reveal the adhesive side and carefully align the wrap to the surface. Don't worry if you mess up, you can peel it off and try again. Try to avoid letting the vinyl wrap touch itself though. That's a sticky situation no one wants to be in. If you're working with something smaller like I am, you can peel away the backing off all at once, but if you're working on a larger surface like a side panel or a car, I suggest peeling off a little at a time as you apply the wrap. To get around corners or to prevent crinkling or crimping, you can make little cuts to relieve some of that stress. If you find that the vinyl is hard to work with, be a hotshot and grab your heat gun. I set mine to low, which was about 750 degrees Fahrenheit or almost 400 Celsius, held it a few inches away from the vinyl, and proceeded to blow, as per usual. After a short amount of time, you'll notice that the vinyl becomes visually floppier, which means it's ready to be manhandled. Once your surface is done, you can either wrap excess vinyl in areas that can't be seen, like under the Scarlett Solo that I'm working with, or trim away the rest like I do on this solid-state drive. I'm trimming the solid-state drive. Trim the solid-state drive. And there you have it, an easy and relatively good-looking mod, depending on the execution. It can be a little time-consuming based on the complexity of the object you're working with, but with some due diligence and attention to detail, I'm sure you'll have this procedure under wraps. If you're not sure about something or if you're stumped on a step, feel free to leave me questions in the comments section before you go getting your penis stuck in the ceiling fan or something. This is probably the one and only time where I'd say if you end up wrapping your willy, you're being a bit silly. Just some things to note, I probably wouldn't do this to an NVMe SSD or apply this to any heatsink or heat spreader, since I'm fairly certain it will impede thermal dissipation. GPU backplates are kind of a gray area. On the bright side, most backplates are entirely for either aesthetics or support or both, meaning that if you wrap one, you won't see a huge impact on thermals. But they do get rather toasty, and you may notice that your vinyl wrap develops little bubbles, which probably isn't the look you're going for. Though you'll notice that some backplates have little vents on them. Cutting the vinyl to keep these vents open can help reduce that bubble wrap, but I make no promises here. So that's all I have to say about that. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, share, leave me questions if you've got them. Thanks for watching. My name is Steven, and I am ALittleDIMM. Bye-bye. You meticulously plan each and every peripheral and component to match your theme, just to mess up. Move on to Amazon and snatch a... I'm not a rapper, unless you include hugging, rapping. I can hug. A knife to slice, quick and concise. Quick and concise. That's not that hard to say. Move on to Amazon and snatch to trap that apparat to astound us with your adjust. And you know, I didn't really plan that when I wrote it, but now that I think about it, it really doesn't blend all that well. Apparatus astound. Apparat astound us. Apparatus astound us. Apparat astound us. Apparatus astound us. Nope. I don't think that's gonna work no matter how hard I try. I might just leave it and just make it be bad. The devices or components you'll be wrapping, and optionally, not additionally. I mean, technically both, but... Ow. And use the scissors to cut and use the scissors to cut out a... damn it! It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okie dokie. That's a sticky situation no one wants to be in. I mean, I can think of a number of other sticky situations nobody wants to be in, but this one in particular corresponds with what we're doing now. To get around corners or to prevent crinkling or crimping, crinkling or crimping. With some time and due diligence and attention to detail, I didn't put time in there. Why did I say time? Tell me, doofus, what is the point of a script if you don't follow it? You're not doofus, I'm doofus. My name is Steven and I am ALittleDIMM. This time my hand is not lagging, my hand is ahead of everything else. That's new.